Welcome back, everyone. It's the Bourbon Judge. I am excited for today's episode. So, this topic comes up all the time. I mean, people ask me all the time, like, hey, Judge, Buffalo Trace. Everyone loves Buffalo Trace products, but when you think about Buffalo Trace, yes, they did a fantastic job with marketing. And honestly, whenever you're looking for a Buffalo Trace product, odds are you either have to have like a store connection, just randomly get lucky, right? Be in the right place at the right time in order to find something at MSRP. But odds are, if you find a Buffalo Trace product, it's going to be 2, 3, 4, 10 times MSRP sometimes, right? And that's just the truth, unfortunately. So, hey, kudos to Buffalo Trace. From a marketing standpoint, they did a fantastic job. And when you think about just marketing as a whole in the whiskey industry, Buffalo Trace, they are the pioneers. They are the marketing experts, like by far. So shout out to them for that. But as a lot of people ask me often, Judge, are there other bottles out there that are comparable, similar, somewhat in nature to some of the Buffalo Trace products that I can get, I can enjoy, and so forth? So we're going to dive into some of these different bottles. I'm going to give one option for each of these. So the goal is, if you can't find, one of these, at least you can find something else that's somewhat similar. But most important, you can find it at MSRP. You might be able to even get it online, so you don't even have to go hunting for it. There are places like Shared Pour. There are other sites like Sailbox, Bourbon Outfitters. So there are other online retailers. A lot of times you can just kind of look them up and just, get them shipped to your house. You might pay $20 for shipping, but at least you can find them and you're not paying $400, $500, $600, $700, $800 for some of these highly allocated whiskeys that are out there. Cool? All right. So I'm going to give one bottle as a replacement for each of these because, again, love Buffalo Trace, but come on, the juice ain't that good. Seriously. All right, let's start with to my left. Actually, this is one that I am sipping right now. No, not antique, by the way. The replacement for it. So, Weller Antique 107. I get it. William Louis Weller, the history. It's phenomenal. Don't get me wrong. This is a really good bottle. It truly is. MSRP on Weller is about $55. However, about $50. However, when you find it, most times you're finding it for $150, $250, $300, and no offense, it's not a $200, $300 bottle. Absolutely not. So if you want to find a wheated bourbon that, in my opinion, is damn delicious, and I mean really, really good, and it's I think this bottle costs the bottle costs the replacement $55. Same price as Weller, except for you can find it. You can find it in about 20 different states. You can also find it typically sometimes online as well. And it's a newer distillery as well. This whiskey is truly delicious. This is the hard truth. They're bottled and bond wheated bourbon. They're sweet mash wheated bourbon bottled and bond. This one here, I just reviewed this on my last episode. It's a 5-year age wheated bourbon. You want a replacement for Weller? Folks, I'm telling you, try this. This is what I'm sipping right now. It is truly amazing. This hard truth bottle is flying under the radar, and that's a good thing for now. But once the word gets out, trust me, this is absolutely a fantastic replacement for Weller Antique 107. Flat out ridiculous. I love what Hard Truth is doing. $55. You can find it. You can get it online. You can get it in certain states as well. And the whiskey is just delicious. Stop hunting for Antique 107. Cool? All right. Oh boy, Elmer T. Lee. Elmer T. Lee. Oh boy. So, when you think of Elmer T. Lee, I get it. In history, yes, he made a phenomenal impact on the whiskey industry as a whole. Absolutely. But the whiskey itself, single barrel, always 90 proof, $40 bottle MSRP. But how often do you walk into the store and do you see Elmer T. Lee for $40? Probably 0 out of 10 times. Literally, you rarely will ever see it sitting on the shelf for $40. On average, most stores I see it at $200, $300, $400, even $500. And there is no way this bottle is worth more than, honestly, no offense, the MSRP. It truly is a good $40, maybe $50 bottle at best. At best. Single barrel, great. 90 proof, sure, I like lower proof whiskeys. But this bottle is not worth the 10 times MSRP that a lot of stores charge. Not worth it at all. So Judge, what can I get that is a single barrel that is a lower proof point, maybe not exactly 90 proof, but a lower proof point, because I don't like heat. I don't like, things that are 120, 130 proof. I get that. I have a great option for you. I've talked about this brand before, numerous occasions. This is Mackenzie from Finger Lakes Distilling. So out of New York. Mackenzie is, I'm talking about, this whiskey is truly just exceptional. What I love about Mackenzie and Finger Lakes Distilling is, with a lot of their barrel proofs, they have a lower entry proof than normal. I think theirs is like 103, I believe. So a lot of their barrel proof single barrels come out at exactly like what mine is. Mine is 100.1. So very close to this 90 proof. 100.1. It's a single barrel. It's nice, it's clean, it's crisp. It has a wonderful palate finish, and it blows Elmer T out the water, literally. Mackenzie, Finger Lakes Distilling. A little bit harder to find, but if you find it, it's not going to be secondary. And this one, I think I paid $70 for it, maybe 65, 70 bucks. 70 bucks for the bottle. Not bad. I definitely didn't pay $400. I paid $70 for this bad boy. Hey, speaking the truth, you can always count on the Judge giving you great recommendations for whiskey. That I promise you. All right, now we go over to some big boys. Woo wee! Judge, can you replace Stagg and E.H. Teller? Don't get me wrong, Stagg and E.H. Teller are both phenomenal. So this is where it starts to get harder now, right? Stagg and E.H. Teller are obviously just, creme de la creme when you think about Buffalo Trace products. But I'm going to give you some backups, because not everyone can find Stagg at MSRP or E.H. Teller barrel proof at MSRP. Odds are they're 5-10 times the MSRP, unfortunately. But before I do that, real quick, 3 quick easy favors. Number 1, hit the like button. Number 2, drop me a comment. Let me know what are your thoughts on some replacements for some of these Buffalo Trace products. And last but not least, please make sure you also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you get notification each and every time I release new content. Cool? All right. Cheers. All right. Stagg, aka used to be, I still call it Stagg Jr, but Stagg, aka Stagg Jr, amazing. If you don't like Stagg Jr or Stagg, I don't know, there's something to be said. I love this whiskey, trust me, and I love myself some Stagg. But finding Stagg at MSRP, it's extremely hard. MSRP on Stagg, about 55, 60 bucks, depending on where you live exactly. But odds are when you find it, it's 150, 200, 250, and that's just ridiculous. It really is. So if you want to find something that's pretty much the exact same price, about 60 bucks, it's in that same profile of a Stagg Jr, if you will, meaning that it's a barrel proof whiskey. It's very, tons of deep leather, deep oak, very peppery as well, very spicy, but is a fantastic whiskey that you can find in most states and a lot of places online as well. This bottle is, I don't think it's even a sleeper anymore, but too many people are wasting their time hunting for this when you can have not the exact equivalent, but close to it. Bare Knuckle, aged 6 years. It's high rye bourbon. This is a fantastic bottle, and I mean fantastic. 60, maybe 65 bucks. But the cool thing is you can find Bare Knuckle aged 6 years, and it's flat out amazing. Proof wise on this one, 128.2, so very much in line with most Stagg Juniors or Stagg releases from a proof standpoint. Very similar from a profile perspective as well. I'm telling you folks, stop hunting for Stagg. I get it, it's great whiskey, but this right here, one that you can find, stop it. Absolutely delicious, and I mean delicious. All right, last but not least, whoo, oh boy, E.H. Teller barrel proof. Whoo, oh, Judge, what can I find that's not the exact same as E.H. Teller barrel proof, But I mean, it's a barrel proof whiskey. It's amazing, great quality, and it won't break my budget. I got a replacement for you. Got a replacement. All right, so aged cellar barrel proof, if you find it at MSRP, it's typically about $80, $90, just kind of depending on where you find it. But finding aged cellar barrel proof is extremely hard. And hey, odds are you're probably not going to get it at that $80 to $90 mark. It's probably going to be $300, $400, if not even more. So I will give you another brand that is a well-known Kentucky based distillery and brand. Great quality whiskey. Also, when you find them at about $80 to $90. Now, granted, this backup is definitely a little bit harder to find out of all these backups, probably slightly harder to find. But when you do find them, they're always at MSRP, which I love. Tons of flavor, tons of just that knockout punch as well. So a backup for aged cellar barrel proof. How about we go to Old Forester barrel proof? So Old Forester, their single barrels, they always come with, I mean, deep, dark, like leather, oak, peppery, very just true traditional cask strength whiskey, which is what you get in aged cellar barrel proof. However, luckily, the odds are you finding aged cellar barrel proof at MSRP versus an Old Forester single barrel at MSRP. The odds are in your favor over here. A little bit more honey, but you will definitely find this first at a normal price versus this bad boy. Well, folks, hopefully I've provided a few different options. We all love Buffalo Trace, but there is life after Buffalo Trace. I promise you. Until the next time, peace, cheers, and most important, salute. Take care.